Hi creatives, and welcome back to Agency Academy. Today we're going to talk about how to turn your design business around in just 6 months. So maybe you're feeling really stuck, maybe you don't have enough work, or maybe you're starting to feel burned out in your design business. And you just really need a reset and a way to turn it around in a fairly short amount of time. I'm going to bring up 6 different ways or 6 different steps that have helped me turn my own business around a couple times. My first step is to corral the chaos. So a lot of times when things aren't working, maybe we have a strategy, but we're not maybe clear about what that looks like. We want to have a look at what have we been doing for marketing? What have we been doing to have a good life balance? And of course, what you're going to look at depends a little bit on the problem that you're trying to fix. But try to just look back over the last however long, 6 months, a year, depending on how long you've been in business, and try to think about what is frustrating and what do I really like about my business, and try to think about what you've been doing so far. Let's say you want more clients and you've been posting to LinkedIn, but you've not been very consistent. That's a great way to pinpoint and put that down. So for now, we're not going to decide what to do. We're just going to look at what we've been doing and what has been good and what has been less good. The next one is to treat yourself like a big business. So a big business typically has a board where you have a couple different people who are guiding you in your journey and who are tracking things like your revenue and your marketing efforts and all this continuously. So once we started having kind of like board meetings once a month, and we had really specific goals for our business, we started improving a lot. And so I think whatever that looks like to you, I suggest having something like a meeting a month where you have very specific goals for your revenue, for your work-life balance, for the type of clients that you want. And that is going to make it a lot easier to track it. And here we're going to want to look at things that are going to move the needle for you rather than just like vanity metrics. So don't focus on likes on your social media posts. Focus on how many leads for projects that you really enjoy. Or if, let's say, you're trying to get more work through your website, what progress did you make on your website this month? And this takes us to the next sort of half step. It's still part of this one, but it is to create goals that you can actually control. And so I think it's just so easy to put things like get 5 new clients as a goal. But in reality, the best thing to do is to put goals that you are 100% in control of. And that might mean something like put out this many LinkedIn posts or work this many hours on improving my SEO. And so having these actionable goals that you can actually control, it means that it's a lot more encouraging and you can actually see, okay, I put in this exact amount of effort. And now this was the result. That is much better than just putting a goal that is very ethereal, or aspirational, but doesn't have a specific plan behind it. Step 3 is to focus on the client experience. And if you watched this channel before, I'm a really big fan of project management and using tools like Notion, Asana, and Trello to keep on top of everything that's going on. And not just to make your own life better, but also just to make your clients have a much more consistent and positive experience. Things will be organized, they'll be much happier overall and more likely to refer you or to work with you again, which is going to bring a lot more consistent income to your business and better work. I suggest sitting down and writing out, just like on a simple piece of paper, what is your client experience journey at the moment. So from the first time that they get in touch with you, maybe they get a follow-up email, maybe then they get a proposal, then they get invited to the Trello board, then they pay the deposit, for example. So try to look at those different steps and see what can I do to make that experience nicer for my clients. The 4th step is to look over your prices. And I think we kind of all saw this one coming. Charging too little is often a root problem in a lot of things like burnout and creative fatigue and just not having enough income in your business. So once we charge too little, it just takes away from all of the strategy and marketing and actually being able to get those dream projects that you want. So look over your prices, look at if you've changed it. Have you raised it over the last couple of years? How have people reacted? And maybe look at other competitors and see, or even ask other creatives that you know, what are they charging and are you setting a fair price? So the fifth step is to look over your own brand. And so as creatives, I know that we're kind of always working and refining our own brand, and somehow our own stuff always comes last. So have a look at your visual language, at your messaging, at your positioning, and think like, is this perfectly positioned to give me the type of dream work that I want? Is it going to bring in those projects that are going to be creative, fulfilling, help you grow, help you take on new markets, and help you get more revenue? And if it isn't, that's a great opportunity to work on your messaging, your visual language, and things like that. And the last one is a little bit connected to the brand, and that is your portfolio. And so a lot of times I found myself kind of wanting to do projects in a certain niche, like infographics, for example, but we just weren't getting that many inquiries for it. And so if you have this type of mismatch in your portfolio, I really suggest you create passion projects. And so it can either be joining challenges, or it can be just creating something on a topic that you're really passionate about. And this is going to help bridge that gap between the work that you get and the work that you really want. And sometimes it can be as simple as updating the projects that you've got done in the past with some fresh mock-ups, maybe some better descriptions on your website. And so it doesn't have to be a complete overhaul, but think about what you can do to bridge that gap between what you have and what you want with your portfolio. So these were some quick steps to help turn your creative business around. Make sure you take care of yourself. It's always a challenge to run your own business, and try to find a community that is really supportive. I'm super curious if you've tried any of these things, if you're working on your business, what's your big goal for end of 2022, second half? So let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck with your projects.